So, big week at the zoo. It starts from Monday, and Lucy, Joe and JB join us now. And you're not alone. Two big stars of the show. Well, two of the little stars of the show, I should say.
Yes.
So, this is Storm.
Yes, and Flash.
And Flash. And they're having a very nice time this morning eating their breakfast,
they're enjoying themselves. Yeah, you worked with these, didn't you, on Chessington?
I did. They're very well behaved this morning. Because when I was working with them, we were trying to get them to go in a bath, and they weren't quite playing ball, but they're lovely. So great to work with.
Well, I've never thought about a skunk having a bath, to be fair, so they weren't terribly happy about it. But yes, this is just part of this huge, big story that we're talking about at the zoos, and it's sort of... I think it's something I'd really enjoy, because the zoo you go to maybe with your little ones, but to actually live within the life of the zoo it's an intense job for a start, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. And the keepers there are amazing, aren't they? They never stop, 24/7 they're on call. So it's nice to get hands-on with the animals, especially with me working in South Africa with them, to then come back home and do it here. It just took me back, and it was just, it's like Christmas, isn't it? Can't really call it work. It's amazing.
Yeah, and I'm guessing for you, JB, we did think that, you're mucking out at the farm every day. We know that that's what you do as a day job.
Yeah.
But this was a very different experience for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, obviously, I've never worked with any exotic animals. And like you say, you're used to going to the zoo with your kids or whatever, family members and so on. And, for me, what really stood out was the amount of conservation work that's actually being done as part of this. And, that's what the show really wants to highlight, all the great work that's been done around the world for lots of animals that are endangered and, very poorly treated, and being able to highlight that to this country who, we help so many people around the world with aid and things like that, and it's really just kind of highlighting that message and spreading it.
It does, it can make you angry almost when you think about how some of these animals are so badly treated in parts of the world. But as you say, this is very much celebrating the work the zoos are doing to try and
completely, yeah,
look
absolutely,
after them.
yeah. And I worked on the Yorkshire Wildlife Park, and they've just brought in some bears from Japan. Excuse me, and they were in a museum, badly treated, so they've been brought over, and the first time they've actually touched soil, which is insane. So, so it is amazing, and the work that they do is unbelievable, and they work, like I said, 24/7, and you don't see what goes on behind the scenes.
No.
When you go to a zoo, you just see the animals, and you just look at how amazing they are, and you get to enjoy it with your family, but you don't see what these people do behind the scenes. So it's amazing to get hands-on into it and sort of join in.
They're looking up on the sofa, aren't they? We've actually got their handlers today, haven't we? Hello, ladies. You can take them off if they've had a big busy morning, haven't they?
They have, yeah.
Eating carrots on the telly. And you had a bit of a panic attack one day, didn't you?
Well, not full-on a panic attack, but I mean, I was told that I had to go into the tiger enclosure. This is a new thing at Chessington Zoo, and I was just, because I thought I was actually going to go in and be, have to walk them around and lead.
Oh my God.
So I was really nervous, of course. But no, I mean, it was really interesting for me to see as well how hands-on they weren't with those types of species, because obviously they want to try and create as much of an wild experience an environment for them as possible.
It's all about linking up to different zoos across the country, isn't it? Isn't that how it works?
Yeah, it is, just to see the conservation and what the keepers are doing and taking care of all the animals. And I was obviously I'm a northern girl, so I was up in Yorkshire at the Yorkshire Wildlife Park, and then went to Flamingo Land and did the same, took Sienna there, because it's just an amazing experience for them to get hands-on as well. Like, we're very lucky doing what we're doing, aren't we? And you tend to stand behind the bars and you don't see it, but we were straight in there, and so could Sienna as well, so she absolutely loved it.
I bet she did. Well, this is very different compared to your role in Hollyoaks at the minute, Lucy Jones.
Yeah, very different. It's quite nice to play something that is so extreme from myself and something I've never done. It's been challenging, but I'm absolutely loving it. So, yeah, it's been good so far.
Something good. And you've enjoyed this whole experience, obviously, JB, just being at the zoo and then going home and carrying on farming. Absolutely.
I mean, this is an extension of another show that I did, Springtime on the Farm, as well, and came and talked to you about that. And yeah, I mean, for me, it's great to be doing, as you say, it's not work, is it? It's having a great time, getting to learn a lot. And as I say, it's an extension of what I do on the farm anyway, so it's brilliant.
Yeah, and does music still play a part a little bit in the farm? Do you have music playing to all the animals?
Not quite, but with my CBeebies show down on the farm, we did the theme song for that, so I always try and get it in there some way, somehow.
You can't help yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah. You've just had a new addition to the family back in July, didn't you?
Yeah.
So it's all starting again, this love and passion for animals.
Exactly, a little girl, so I've got one of each now, and she's amazing. She's doing really, really well, and Chloe's doing fantastically well as well.
How fantastic
so cute.
is that? Oh, it's so good. Well, so big week at the zoo, and we really do. There's no holds barred at all. We get to see everything, don't we?
Absolutely, yeah.
It properly goes behind the scenes.